Okay. We'll create a new save as, create a new build, test build, Benco. I'll put your Benco. Excuse me. Okay. So whatever saves here, nothing. Okay. So let's find something to build. Yoink. Middle of the map. Next to Starry. Okay, well, we'll build here in this field. It'll be a simple thing, really. I'm going to use my favourite containers. And I need to keep the caps lock off. Container. Click, click. We're using editor, so we'll just move this around. Looking for a wall. I love my wall, but I can't remember where it is. Um, inch 10. Yeah. Like, up. On the redo. Just want that one. Okay. So, it'll do. It's a building. Look, Stonehenge. Right. Okay. The stone bench. Right. Okay. So we're gonna just gonna lock all these. L. Right. So we're gonna file. We're gonna export it as a VPP. So imagine this is your build. You're gonna export it as a VPP. Export to VPP. We need to give it a name. Stone bench. Stone bench. There we go. That'll do. We need to make sure that the settings are right. Export selected only. Yeah, let's just do that. We'll do all that. Export that. 4 objects exported. And now we can close this. Imagine you've done your build. Okay, we're going to. You've done your build. You're going to close this. Just a floating thing. Okay, we're going to close this. The screen will be blank for a minute. What I need to do, I've got a server running on my computer. So I'll have the server up in a second and we'll go there. Actually, no, have I got, have I got this? It's switched to another thing. Okay, we'll switch to this whole screen. Might make it easier. What we need to do, mouse gone? There it is. We need to go to Documents folder, and in Documents folder you need to find DayZ, and you need to go to Editor, and you need to find the VPP you exported. Now, you need to copy it. Don't delete it. Copy it. This is an export of your build. Yeah, so it was test build Benco, and then we exported it as Stone Bench VPP. So those are the two files there that you're working on. So that's your build, and this is the one you've exported. So we're going to export it to the server. Now use FTP or whatever to get to your server. For me, what I need to do, I need to open up my open file location. I need to open up my server that's on my computer here. DayZ server, and I need to go to my, or you need to go to the profiles folder or config folder. Go into VPP admin tools, and you need to go right into configure plugins and building set manager. Open that and paste your VPP export into here. So it's the profiles folder, VPP admin tools, configurable plugins, building set manager. Paste it in here, your copy, right? Now you need to turn the server on. So we'll turn the server on. Quick cup of tea. So you don't, as long as the mods on the editor are the same as on the server, you won't have any problems. It's when you don't have the mods identical on the server and the editor that things are missing or go corrupt. Now this is not necessarily a one-off. There are ways around fixing things if things go wrong. Excuse me, I'm going to have another cough. Probably getting old. I feel like an 80-year-old, but I'm actually only 61. I'll be 62 next year. Right, so just wait for the server to boot up. That, apparently, I've got to turn that on. I'm just having a quick check of my file here. Oh, I'll find out in a minute. So anyway, right, okay, you've copied the VPP to the server. So server's up, and I need to connect to it. So copied the file. You've got your build. You've exported it as a VPP. You've taken the VPP and copied it to your server. Now we jump onto the server. And we then need to open up VPP admin tools. Hopefully you've got VPP admin tools. Now this is for a person called Benco as a it's not a tutorial. It's this is what you need to do. So it's not a tutorial. I'm not going to tell you how to do everything. This is just for your information. If other people watch this, I don't know. So anyway, right, okay, I'm wandering here. I'm not organised. I'm half asleep. Oh, takes time to boot these things up. I should have had this booted already. Okay. 5 days later. Oh, of course, there's an update on my server. So I'll have to update that. Watch what happens on an update. Don't need that one open. Close that. Close that. Wait for it to do its thing. I like to manually update. I don't like the auto update tools. They're a pain in the neck. They do more than they should. So what we need to do is we need to open up server we have here. Okay, so I need my game folder, opening new view, and I need my server. I've got more than one server, you see, and I keep all my mods in a folder on the server. Some people keep the mods in the root of the server, which can get very confusing. So I have everything in here. So we need to go to the client side, and it's MMG multi MMG. Do I have MMG on here? MMG. Good question. Which one of these is updated? Much stuff pack. Mighty military. That one there. Copy it from your game server. Paste it. And replace everything in destination on server. Game client. So we can close that. Boot up the server again. Minimize that out. Right, so sorry, it's getting a little confusing here. We'll go back to this once more. So in DayZ, Documents DayZ Editor, you've got your build. You exported it as VPP. You copied the VPP and you copied it to the server, profiles, VPP admin tools, configure all plugins, building set manager, and you pasted it there. So build, export, copied, pasted. Hopefully the server's running properly now, so I want you to do that again. Okay, so open up DayZ. And server. You won't have as many problems as I do. Or you may do. But it's a good learning curve. You just need patience. As a server admin, you've got to be patient with what you're doing. As a player, it's go, go, go. Why is the server updated? Blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about it. Because, put it this way, if you don't make it work properly, there won't be a server and there won't be people complaining. So the people that are complaining can just jog on. If they want to have a server themselves, then go and do it. Don't give server owners hassle because server owners are doing it mostly for free, and mod makers do things for free. Some mod makers actually charge for their mods, but that's another story entirely. Cup of tea. So hopefully you're still with me. Don't forget Benco. Is it Benco? Yeah, Benco. I'll be doing this for other people as well. Okay, so DNA doors. Yeah, let's turn that off. Now, where did we turn admin tools on? Open up Object Builder, and Stone Bench is in the list. We need to go and have a look at Stone Bench. So, get your teleport. Oh, forgot. God mode on, visible mode on. Let's go and find this. Where did we put it? Did it in the field near here? So somewhere around that there. Oh, look at that. Okay, so this is the build that you exported from your editor as a VPP. It might be more, it might be less. it might be massive, but it's the same. And you'll see that still that gap there. Okay, fine. Right, so free cam makes life easier. Let's put myself there out of the way. So what we need to do now is we need to come to Object Builder, select the export or your build. Now, when you're doing map group pos or this, not map group pos, yeah, you'll need a primary. Now, I think for me, the best thing is to have a center point primary. So I'm actually going to use a Bible. Right there we go. Okay, so I'm going to use that as the primary. Everything else is going to be fixed to it relatively. So from the primary, whether you have a Bible or whatever, you need a central point, something in the middle. It doesn't need to be in the middle, but I prefer it in the middle. So bring up your primary, select. So when you've okay, when you're looking at your build, it'll look like this. You build, see all your dots. Right, you need to click first on the primary. Then that's the first thing you click. Hold down your control, and then either right mouse, sorry, hold down shift, right mouse, drag. Okay, select your primary, then drag, right, hold down shift, right drag across everything else will be selected. And that's it, you're ready to do your export. What you do now is you hold down control and is it control? Sorry, shift. Shift and your keybind is copy to clipboard, copy position to clipboard. For me, it's default is P, so it's Shift P, and you'll see event group formatting. That's it, and we're done with the server for the moment. So we'll actually we'll tab out of that, and no, I'll have to close it because it'll just interfere. So your stuff is copied to clipboard. Open up a new Notepad++. And paste the stuff in there. The primary is the first one at the top, the Bible, and everything else will be attached as a child relative to the first line or the first object. And that's it. You're ready to do your your group. That's it. Your group. Okay, so what do you want? What do you want to do with the group? You want to make it into a an event. So what did we call this thing? I can't remember now. Benco, stone, bench. I'll call it Benco stone bench. Both that there. Now, some of these things are do not. It's a wall. Here's a wall, for instance. It's got loot attached to it. Remove the loot. Don't forget to de-loot some of these things. You don't want loot spawning there. You want loot spawning on the correct things. Bible. It's got loot. By default, everything has loot. So just zero these out. Oops. There we go. And okay. So let's copy this. Now we want to do this to the following things. We've got this. So let's open up CFG event groups. Put a comment in. Now, CFG events group. This is my stuff. Don't worry. I did do a video about all this. You can see this is that's not mine. That's mine. There's a lot. We're looking for. There we go. That'll be the first one you see. But what you do is you put a comment in. Put in something like this: my additions below or my additions above. Paste the whole kit and caboodle in. You copied from the other thing. Now it's going to have this group for the CFG event groups file. You don't need this bit. Sorry, my apologies. You need this bit. And that's it. That's it done for this. You can subdivide it up into, put some comments in here. Primary. And this will be children. And you can do this, for instance, wall. You can subdivide it up. You can even move this stuff around. For instance, I can cut this. I'll take that and I can put it here. It doesn't matter because the information is in this bit here. That's the bit that matters. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be in the list. So, for instance, I moved all my stuff so I had all the walls in one place. So if something goes wrong, I know where it is. And my primaries mentioned the warp door, sort of things like that. So we can do this. So put the comments in how you like. But do put comments in so that you know what you're doing. So when you come back to it weeks later or days later, or trying to explain it to somebody for help, they can see these comments. So that's your event groups. Save that. The next one you need to open up these events, and then you'll find that there. You'll need an event name. So what I suggest is, because it's a structure, you can find one that you like. I prefer static train. I like static train. You copy static train. Here we go. Copy that. Goes to the top of the thing. Again, you can put comments in. I'm not going to bother at this moment. Okay, so this is the name of the file. Now, in event groups, it's called Benco Stonehenge. I'm actually going to change this to capital S static. I'm actually going to put capital letters in some of this. And I'm actually going to copy the whole thing so it's all got the same name. I like consistency. So we're going to put that there, static Benco. Because it's static, it's not a group of animals wandering around. It's a static installation. It's a group of buildings, so it's static. It's not animals moving about. So each one of these events will either have an animal, um, animals for things that move, zombies, statics, infected, our AI. So everything with infected, that's the identifier. Let's call it an identifier. There's a word for it. Anyway, so for yours, you're going to be static. And we're going to put that to 1, and everything else is going to stay the same. And that's it. You called that refers to that. Okay, so far so good. And we don't need a secondary, so we can actually comment secondary out. Secondary is basically the zombies walking around the area. If you want to, you can have them. I'll just turn it off for the moment. So it's a fixed position. It's deletable. You have to have it deletable so that the server can tidy up the mess after. Yeah. When the server restarts, it wipes the area clean. Just leave it exactly the same. The only thing you need to do is the name, the nominal, and the secondary. Save that, and then we need one more file, and this will be up in the main thing. And we find it. CFG. Got the event groups. Done the event groups. We want event spawns. This is the location of where your event will happen. Now you can change this. Once you've got your event working in one place, you can actually make it move around just by adding different lines with different coordinates. So let's get ours in. Come back to event groups, and there is this line here. This bit here that we came from the original. So if we go back to the original, it's here. But we've got it now as this one. So we're going to copy this, go to event spawn, and paste it in there. Now, this is all well and good, but it just gives us this line. We actually need some more stuff. So take any. Let's scroll down. Let's try and find train. Static train. Here's static train. Let's have a look at static train. Opens an event, has a zone. We'll copy that back to the top of the screen, and we'll open the event. We copy the name, the group name. We put it up here. Again, static. Okay. And now we need to close the event. Event. If you don't close it, it'll all go horribly wrong. And that's it, you're ready. Now, on your server, create a new folder called storage. Inside the configurable VPP admin tools, configurable plugins, building set manager, a new folder called storage. Drag your VPP in there. It won't spawn on the server now because it's hidden. So next time you start the server up, this event will fire here. It'll say where it is, and ours was where we left it. And this is the group of items that will spawn. And you're done. So if we've done everything properly, we'll boot the server up. Close that down. Give that a second to. Now, sometimes it doesn't like when you're editing the event file. The server can be a little bit of pain. You may have to start it a couple of times. In the events XML, you'll see this line here. It's called active. You may have to turn this off to get it to actually register in the system, but we'll leave it on for the moment. We need to start the server up. This is actually taking longer. How long is this? I don't know how long this video is. 30 minutes. 30-minute video. Me waffling on. Quick celebrity. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So the server booting up. We're going to, for me, I can actually watch what's happening on the server. See if the event is firing properly. I need to blow my nose. Okay, right, let's have a quick look. Is the event firing? It's handy having the server on my computer. I can actually see if it's working. So I can watch the console here. So what we're looking for, here we are, that line there. This event I've added is event number 85. We've got some items here. Failed to spawn loot. Is 1B, 1A, 1A. Well, we'll find out why it didn't spawn loot in a second. Let's join the server and have a look. It worked. The event activated, and it should be there running, and it worked. So, whoopie-dees. Just got to sort out the loot now. If they're lootable objects, or if the objects I put down are supposed to have loot, then the loot should be there. If the objects are not loot objects, like the Bible and the wall, they shouldn't have loot anyway. But we'll find out why the containers. Are the containers the locked or the unlocked ones? I think they're the locked ones. That's why the loot's not spawning. If they're the locked ones, I'll have to make sure that. Let's go back. We'll have to go to event groups and edit the loot max and loot min for the containers. I can't remember whether they're the lootable containers or not. If they're the locked ones, if they are the locked ones, that will explain the problem. Yes, they're the locked ones. That's why. Let's get admin mode on, just in case something nasty comes along. So, remember that Bible? It's temporary delete. When the server restarts, it'll pop back up. But yeah, everything's here. But they're the locked ones. So what we'll have to do is I'll have to go into the event groups, remove the loot maxes from these and the loot minimums because they don't need loot at all. We can save that, and next time the server restarts, it won't be a problem. Hello cows. Look, that's it. That's how you do your grouping. For instance, if we wanted this to spawn somewhere else, remember we had a Bible on the floor. So what we do, say we wanted it to spawn over here instead of over there. Next restart, we need an object to bring up object builder. Do we need object builder? Yes. Bible. Bibble. Bibble. I need to create a building set. Just a temporary one will be fine. And there we go. It doesn't need to be permanent. Because what we're going to do, once we select that, we're going to use that Shift P button again. We'll come out of the server. We'll go to previous one. Remember this? This is what we did first. We'll put this down. There's a new coordinate. Copy that coordinate. Come to event spawns. Paste a new coordinate in. Copy the name. Put the name. Save it. On the next server restart, this group of buildings will either be there or it will be here. And we don't need this. Excuse me. We got object builder. We don't need this. It's purely a temporary thing. We can delete it. And we're done. So it'll either spawn there or it'll spawn there or wherever you put that Bible. Remember, that's why we needed a central point, a central reference point. And that reference point is where everything bonds to. The catch is that if we put this over on that hill over there, it won't line up. It'll be sticking out like sort of 45 degrees, and it'll be back to front. Its orientation is that way, so it'll always face that way, and it'll be facing into the hill, and half of the hill will be at about 45 degrees. So you've got to make sure that where you spawn it is the same as where you have it. If you look around at all the train wrecks, sometimes you'll find it's misaligned slightly with the ground or the surrounding area. But most train wrecks are on the same level playing field. So they don't have that problem of terrain clipping. It's much better if you start off on a flat surface for making your build, and rather than building it on a slope. Building on a slope, you get these little caveats in the system where something's clipping one end and floating in the other. So build flat is much easier. And that's it. That's all you need to do. Let's go back to our notepad. You're fed up with this happening. Go to the events section and zero the axis. And that's it. It won't happen next time. It won't spawn in. Turn it off. If you want, you can comment the whole thing out, like I did here. Or delete it. Choice is yours. It's up to you. I'll tidy my stuff up later, but it's not a problem for me. It's a private server. And we're done. Okay, hopefully that helps. If not, give us a shout and we'll do some more.